Started here. Okay, I'm hearing some echo. Okay. All right, and we're recording. Perfect. Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining us today. We're very pleased to once again do something in collaboration with one of our best, if not the best, trade commissioner in Global Affairs Canada, Franz Brandenberger from Belo there in Brazil. So again, thank you very much, Franz. He's a great strategic partner, if you will, in connecting us to opportunities and yourselves who are listening. And of course, we have our new friends, again, Raphael, and of course, from Nexa Resources. So I'll introduce just very quickly the companies and the speakers, and then we'll get off to the presentation. So for those who aren't aware, Nexa Resources is a mining and metallurgical company focused on zinc and copper. They've been in business for over 60 years, of course, and they've been operating 5 polymetallic mines, 3 of them in the Andes of Peru and 2 in the states of Minas Gerais in Brazil. And being one of the 5, they're one of the 5 largest zinc producers in the world. Our other friends here, Neo Ventures, is a company whose core business is the connection of medium and large companies to startups, projects, and other solutions in order to generate new business opportunities and partnerships. So our friend Raphael is from Neo Ventures. A little bit about Raphael. He's in his past life, he's participated in innovative incentive programs and actually placed second in the Idea to Product Latin America 2013 challenge and the UFMG challenge in 2014. Between 2016 and 2017, he worked in the Biominas Brazil consulting company, helping accelerate companies, prospect customers, and carry out external projects and develop marketing strategies. Recently, he is worked on as a project consultant with Wilinka as a market analyst at Fundep. He is currently now a consultant for Neo Ventures and a professor of Dom Helder Camara and a community partner in Inovativa Brazil. So welcome to our event here, Raphael. Our speaker today, we're very pleased to introduce from Nexa, is Caio Van Deursen. Caio graduated as a mining engineer and after a brief period in the financial market, started a career at Votorantim. Thank you. In 2011, participating in development of a aluminum mine and refinery project. He acquired his master's degree focused on dewatering methods and disposal of bauxite tailings. He currently holds the innovation management role at Nexa and is in this position, his scope includes leadership and development of circular economy projects using mineral metallurgical waste as inputs and the development of the innovation management facilitating the cultural transformation desired by the company. So we're very pleased to have Caio here and his peer and teammate Laura Lamas. So welcome very much. Thank you for spending the time with us here, and I will hand over the microphone to you now.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm really glad to be talking to you right now. So thank you very much for having me. It's really interesting to be here and share a little bit of what we're doing at Nexa, and especially through the Mining Lab initiative that we have going on here at my company. More specifically, we're going to talk a little bit about the challenge, which is one of the many programs of our platform for open innovation platform, which is called obviously Mining Lab. Well, so let's get started. First of all, I'm just get things working here. Yeah, I want to share with you just a little bit about Nexa. I just saw there's a bunch of people coming in right now to the meeting, so feel free to everybody who wants to ask me any questions or interrupt me at any time, please do it. I'm not seeing anything because I'm in full screen mode. And well, first of all, we're talking a little bit about Nexa. We are the fourth largest global zinc producer. We have operations in Peru and in Brazil. We have 3 refineries, being 2 in Brazil and 1 in Peru, and 5 mines, as just stated. And we have several greenfield projects being developed. So I believe it's 7 projects, being 2 in Brazil and 5 in Peru, and 1 is being installed at the moment, which is called Aripuanã. It's going to be a really interesting operation in the next year, hopefully, when we start producing zinc from over there as well. We do export zinc for all the continents, so we are a global company at this time. But we started being, we started being called Nexa. I believe it's 3 or 4 years ago. Before this, we're still part of, but we were called Votorantim Metais. The Votorantim is a big industrial group here in Brazil, which owns operations in aluminum, in cement. It used to have operations in pulp and paper and in orange juice and so forth and so on, including banking, and it's really well diversified. But we became an independent company, still managed by the Votorantim, who is until this day the biggest shareholder. But we have our stocks in negotiation in both Toronto and New York bourses, and also in Lima. And we became one big company after also acquiring a Peruvian zinc producer a while ago. As of last year, we are more than 17,000 employees in the company, so it's kind of a bunch of people. It's a really large amount of people working for the same goal, which is providing the world with zinc. And I just almost forgot talking about, we have a few exploration projects going on in Namibia. So this is really interesting, that perhaps in the near future we might have something going on over there as well. And as stated, we became Nexa like 4 years ago, but we are part of a group that's been mining zinc for over 70 years. So we have like a long culture of mining and metallurgical operations here. And but as just said, we are going through a cultural transformation in the last few years, and the idea here is to develop the company and to put us in another performing level. So the idea here is to see how we want to be seen as, how we want to develop our business, and how we might go beyond mining. But because not only mining, we do interfere with people's life. As I just said, we have more than 17,000 employees, and we do have several operations where we are the biggest company in the city. So there's a few relevant things going on around our operations. So we tend to look not only to our projects, but to our surroundings and our people. And we are trying to seek a better future for everyone involved in our operations, every stakeholder. So we want to be perceived as a company that operates with excellence and intelligence. And going a little bit through the mining lab history, the first challenge, as it's currently called, was developed back in 2016. I wasn't part of the company. I've been working with the company for 10 years, but I was with the aluminum side of the company. Now I'm with the zinc company, side of the company. And the mining lab, the first challenge was developed only in Brazil, like in 2016. So it's quite a few years ago. And then yearly, we've been developing new calls to the market, and not only the challenge being the main driver of innovation, of open innovation process in our company, but we also have some different other programs as the Mining Lab University, as the Mining Doom, and we have also another one that any supplier can check on our website called the Mining Insights, where we leave it's an open channel, like it's open for all the year round, where we can receive new information from the market and try to sell this into the company as a new technology, a new development, so any supplier can find a way through the company through this link on the website. And last year we developed 2 calls of this challenge, of this same challenge. And this year we are only doing this call and beginning. The subscriptions was opened, I believe, like a week ago or something. It's going to last until the end of the month, a little bit more. I will show you the schedule in a while. And in the first semester, well, as everybody knew, we were dealing with a little bit with the COVID happening in the world. And we partnered up with Beneficência Portuguesa, which is a big hospital, which is really close to the group here in São Paulo, and also with the Instituto Votorantim, which is like a social development side of the group. So we partnered with them and tried to develop an open innovation challenge, but having nothing to do with mining, only trying to help and develop some challenges regarding the COVID situation that we have on the first semester and still having. It's really pleasing to say that we are currently developing 2 projects which were found, where the suppliers were found in this first semester with the Mining Lab Challenge. And, well, moving forward, we have this opening, this call to the market now. This is called, the official name of the opening is the Mining Lab Challenge 2020. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the challenges and the schedule and everything else. And everybody, please just feel free to interrupt me at any time. So if you have any doubts, and please speak up over my voice if needed. We have 4 challenges open to the market. Well, being the first one, the producing zinc and copper. So the idea here is when dealing with innovation or with this kind of calls, one has to be broad enough in order to let yourself be surprised by the market. So we don't want to undermine any vendor or any supplier. We don't want to limit them, meaning if you have anything that deals with the production of zinc and copper, or in a larger sense in the mining or the beneficiation or refining or smelting of the materials, please feel free to contact us, because we want to be open to the market so we can hear any news, anything that's interesting, that might be disruptive for some reason, that might help us transform our company. But we have to state a few specific needs and state about the focus of this challenge, of this specific challenge, which are, as pointed below, the lead sulfate flotation, the new codes for electrolysis cells, and the separation of manganese dioxide. So this is our specific needs for this challenge. But if you have anything that has a possibility of disruptions, a new thing, a new technology, a new development, a new business model, a new way of doing things, please feel free to subscribe on this challenge. Moving forward, we have another one, which is the management and elimination of tailings and influence. So here we're not stating that we want to eliminate, as due to the problems that we have in the past here in Brazil. Like, we don't want to eliminate the dam disposal method, but we want to eliminate the residue itself, the tailings itself. So we don't want to have any stockpiles, dams, or whatever accumulation of residue or rejects in our operations. So this I can say with a little more specifics, because I'm currently the manager of developing a few projects on this side of the company. Excuse me, and it's really interesting to see that it's possible to have a zero waste mine or a zero waste refinery. Currently, we have on one operating mine called Morro Agudo in the state of Minas Gerais in Brazil, which is a zero waste mine. So everything that's mined, on one side, it goes to the refinery for zinc processing, for the zinc concentration side of the operation, and what would be or has been waste in a few decades ago for the past, I'm not sure if it's something around like for the past 10 years, it's not being stockpiled anymore. It's used, and we have a product which is a soil pH adjuster. And so everything that's mined, everything that's taken from the ground is used as product in zinc production or in the agribusiness. And also in this challenge, we're talking about gaseous emissions and liquid effluents. So the management of such emissions and effluents, it's really, really relevant for us. So this is why we have the specific needs listed below. But then again, anything that has to deal with management or elimination of any tailings, it's interesting for us. So if you have like some kind of technology that helps developing new processing routes, new forms are using, if you have anything that fits in this category, so we are willing to hear you, to hear your solution. So please check this on the website. The specific needs is developing a new process or routes for pyrite. We have like a big amount of pyrite being generated in the Andes mines. So this is something it's a challenge for us. This is something that we want to deal with and to tackle this issue. And also from this second one is development of new products from jarosite. Jarosite is a waste generated from the zinc refining process. So in our refineries, we have accumulations of jarosite, which is something that we want to treat. We currently have, I believe, 2 or 3 projects that already deal with some part of it, but we're not at 100% or zero waste on these refineries. This is why we want to see what the market can tell us to do with jarosite. And lastly, the system for managing atmospheric emissions, and so it's just something that helps us manage the emissions and measuring the quality of air, and being one of the effluents that we have here. The third challenge is to developing positive legacies. We are operating company, a mining company, and we have we have several operating mines, but a mine, as everybody might be aware of, it's something that has a foreseen end, which is quite distantly from a refinery which can import or from somewhere else in the world. Once you're done mining the resource or the reserve established on the ground, that's it. So you finished mining on the mine, and well, you move on to the next mine. You try to find some other resources someplace else, but you live since you begin operating. So even before you begin operating, when you're in the exploration phase, you create some expectation. You create when we install the operation, we create a demand, and we create a culture. We start paying taxes. We create jobs over there. And when the time passes, when it's time to reduce the operation of the mine or even to close the mine, we have to be prepared, and we have to have developed some kind of plans or projects, or we have to we should have done something in such a way that the community doesn't feel abandoned by by us leaving the operation. So this is really relevant for us, because we are operating one mine, and this specific mine might close in a few years, but we are opening other mines in a few years in the future. So the community sees how you end in an operation in order to see if they want to have you opening an operation somewhere else. So the full cycle must be accessed here. This is the main point. And this is why we have the 2 main focus, but we don't have specific needs, because we want to do something broader on this challenge, which is obviously promoting local entrepreneurship, so that the economic dependency of the community around our operations is reduced, reduced to a point where us being there or not being there is not that relevant for the community. This is something that we take a close look on. And something that might be really interesting also is that thinking about future uses of the areas, of the installations, of everything that we have around our operations. Like for instance, we have like an electric grid bringing us electric energy. And well, at the end of the operation, we won't be needing that much energy anymore. But we can start producing electricity on our sites because we would have like some surface area available, and we can start sending back some energy. So we can still use the infrastructure that has to be developed for the mining to something that happens after the mining is done. Moving on, we have, this is a more broader challenge, which is named graded efficiency and productivity. Here we have like, we want something that's more short course, something that's faster developing, something that's more fast track, not the hard science stuff. The hard science should be developed in the first and then in the previous, on the first and the second challenges. Here we want something that can be proven in less time, up to 6 months perhaps. And the idea here is to deal with productivity, digitalization, sorry, and industrial automation. The idea here is that, well, we are a company, we're a mining company, but as any company, we have like human resources, we have the finance, we have the engineering team, and everybody can improve their jobs or their abilities or their relations with other areas. So there are several enhancements that can be done here. So still, we're always looking for more transformation or disruptive initiatives, but here the more incremental ones are also acceptable. So as you can see in the specific needs, we have here 4 listed, like the first one being team management tools in different work regimes or localities. This, as obvious, has to deal with the COVID scenario where everybody, or everybody, I can say for everybody, but like we have like half of our corporate workforce working from home. And so how to deal with these teams working from home in a different environment, how to share information for the engineering team, for instance, like if you have like a few gigabytes file, how does 2 people can deal and see what each one is doing, and how we can guarantee the same workflow, how we can provide such an environment where everybody is as productive as they can be. The second one is it's called the estimation of gold containing mineral resources. So we have like a bunch of drilling information, of chemical analysis and mineral textures and information about the materials that we've been looking for, where we've been looking for our deposits. And especially in old samples, it's really hard to have all of the chemical analysis done, because back in the day, it was really more expensive to do all the chemical analysis. So the idea here is to try to find out some correlations between other information that help us assess if there is or any potential for gold in that specific sample or that deposit. And the third one is the robotic system for loading explosives. The idea here is to remove the person from the operation there, so we can move this person to doing something more or less risky, less dangerous, because dealing with loading of explosives is something that obviously is well controlled, but still you have a great potential of risk there, because, well, it's an explosive, so you have to take really good care of with it. And the idea here is to see if we can have some kind of robot to load the explosive into the drill holes. In the underground mine, this is really important to state, because it's not an open pit mine, it's underground mines, mostly, not only, but mostly. And the last one is about image analysis for dam slope control. The idea here is to use existing hardware that's generating information like images, and try to use these images in order to substitute some specific person that has to sit there the whole day watching what's being done on the dam. So it can go from being a simple solution as seeing if some truck is going over the dam, if the expansion is doing in the proper form, or if you can see some greener grass growing on the one side that might indicate an accumulation of water in some place. So the idea is here is to use image analysis to try to and try to capture information from the image that can be treated for, can be managed in order to prevent or to predict something that might be happening with any slopes that we might have, including dam slopes or whatever slopes that we might have. Well, moving on. The timeline for the application, so everything began on September the 7th. So, and we have the applications open until October the 2nd, so just short of a month. The idea here is that, that we get the word out so that everybody can apply. Anyone that sees a fit between their business and the specific needs, or even the broad challenges that I stated just before, please feel free to apply over there. But eventually, if you don't see any obvious fit between any solution that you might have, but you are interested in being known by Nexa, to be evaluated, to be considered in the short future for something that you're developing or some kind of technology or business that you're trying to develop, please feel free to connect with us through the Insights channel, because this is our way of not letting anyone slip through our hands. So if you want to surprise us with something different that we're looking for, please feel free to apply over there. Then we have a few evaluations. The first one being from October the 5th until October the 9th is where we take a broad look on every application that we might have coming from anywhere in the world, because we are truly global now. Now we have partners hunting and helping hunt suppliers from all over the world, from Peru to Chile to Europe and Far East or whatever. So we have to make have a broader look and see what applicants fits best the solutions that we are trying to develop. And for this first group, we're going to develop what we call, we're calling here the online bootcamp. This is where we're giving you more information about the challenges. Everybody's going to have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, because we're going to share some sensitive information about our company in order for you to be able to specify, to enhance the details of our possible proposals. And then we do a second evaluation. This is still online. Everything on this program, apart from obviously the project development, everything is going to be done online. And then we do the second evaluation. This second evaluation is to select the short list for the demo day. On this, so the first evaluation is in such a way as a long list. Then we have a second evaluation for the short list. On this short list, we have an online immersion where we have a few what we call mentors. So there are a few helping areas from our company that help us developing the program. So we have somebody doing helping people understand how to better develop a project, a business document, and how to deal with taxes, how to deal with the legal part of dealing or developing the project, how to discuss for intellectual property, for whatever points you might want to find. So this online immersion is where we have a whole Nexa team with perhaps 20 people, 15 people helping all the suppliers to have the best presentation possible for the demo day. And then on the demo day, the idea here is to have the best version possible of the show of the solution that you might want us to be aware of. And during this demo day, we're going to select a few suppliers that we're going to formalize and then have a project kickoff beginning next year. So this is the broad timeline. So just to recapitulate here, we have the applications going on during this month. We're going to have a few evaluations and trainings for all the suppliers. And then on November the 12th, not the 10th, the 12th, On November the 12th, we're going to have the final selection, and the selected companies will most likely be formalized and have a project kickoff to begin to develop their project with us next year. So this is the schedule that we have stated for the project, the process right now. If you benefit, if you participate, if you are selected as a supplier after the demo day, the idea here is that you have this kind of benefits. Like we're going to fund a developing project, developing proof of concept of our project. We will be coaching you with all the talents from our company to help us develop your process, your company. We have like a few, we've been doing this for a few years, so we kind of know the insides of it, but there's always a few challenges on this side. You'll be exposed not only to Nexa, but you'll be exposed to the Votorantim group as a whole. So as I told you, if you're interested, you can go to the wiki page and just type in Votorantim, and you find out what I'm talking about. And one other thing that this is one of, as I can say, in a personal note here, that we are one of the best places to work here in Brazil, because everybody likes being here, and the company is really well organized on this matter. Well, one other thing is that this program is equity free. This is we're not going to invest you as trying in the company or in the idea, willing to take some kind of equity. But we work as a venture client. So the idea here is we spend some money in order to try to develop some kind of solution that we are going to be the first to benefit from. And there's always one question that people ask me about the intellectual property. This will be accessed case to case, but typically everything that is developed during the project might be subject to sharing with Nexa. But anything that you have already developed prior being hired with Nexa or in another environment apart from Nexa, we will not seek any interest on it, obviously. Well, then moving on. This is the Insights channel I was talking about. So if you want to connect, but you don't have any obvious fit, please go to the Insights channel link. And well, this is where we're going to construct, or we're going to build our suppliers base. And this is it's not the only channel where you can talk with Nexa, but this is the innovation channel. So we, as a team, we take a look on the registrations that we get over there, and we try to, if we see a fit in some part of the company, we try to sell it to the company. So if you have any different solution that you might, if you're willing to present, this is one possible channel, and you have us backing you in the company as well in order to help you develop your innovation here. And well, this is the end of my talk right now. So please feel free to access the Mining Lab site. You can see all more information over there. And really, thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. I'm here, willing to take any questions that you might have, or eventually you want to send an email. We have an email address on the site as well. Please feel free to contact us anytime. Well, and by here I end my talk. So thank you very much.
Hey, Carl, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate, I think, the intent and the vision that your company has in terms of its engagement. I'm glad that it's not constrained, and it's and that there's you're not holding, like you said, you're not missing anything that could really help you achieve the goals of this of your company in doing its transformation. If just kind of quickly with regards to the Insights channel, do you just Google that, or do you go to the Mining Lab website to get to there?
There's two obvious ways. If you want to go, just check us on the Mining Labs site. It's www.mininglab.com.br. And if you click there, you click on the challenge, where if you see an obvious fit, but there's also a section on the website over there, which is big and states Insight channel. Just click on the same way you would click to register a solution for a challenge. You can click to go through the Insights channel registration page. So it's in the same way. So it's as easy as registering any other project. So
right.
Go over there.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And I do, again, also appreciate the IP addressing that up front. It's always something when you go down this path of innovation with existing, especially existing solutions, companies are very, very, the radar's on to make sure, hey, we want to be able to keep what we've invested. And I'm sure, like you say, the shared IP, the last thing you want to do is hold back innovation because of a company's inability to benefit from it. But we also understand that, putting money in to help get that solution to a commercialized state is also skin in the game. So I think that's appreciative. We do have oh yes. Can we get this presentation after the meeting? Yes, Boris, certainly we are recording it. So we will get this, we'll get the recording.
Just let me go through one point regarding intellectual property, because since we've been doing this a few years, we are already facing some kind of discussions regarding specifically this matter. So the idea here is we want to develop your solution, any solution that you might have. And if we are to invest in developing and in the thing that is developed, we might want to hold some interest on this. But we're a mining company. So the main idea is to help you develop anything that you might like. But if we put our time or people or knowledge or whatever, then we might want to share from the benefits of this specific development that was done with us. And we've been discussing with a few companies this right now, and this hasn't been a problem until now. Only if the understanding is not like fully correct, because we don't want anything that was previously developed. This is kind of silly to ask for such a thing.
Yeah, I know. I think you get it. So thank you for clarifying that. Perfect. Again, to the audience, if there is a question, please use the chat window, and we can get that question presented to Caio and his team. I'm not seeing any additional ones, so I guess more like what we usually get is people like to absorb and digest, but hopefully they realize there is a timeline here, don't wait too long. But to everybody that's attended, we will get this recording to you as soon as by the end of today. So you can, again, digest this presentation and identify opportunities. And as Caio had suggested too, is like, if it didn't fit the existing challenges, it doesn't mean that you're not open to what the solution may be. And I think that's a great approach by your company. So thank you for that. I think that's it. I don't think I'm seeing any other questions. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and that's the last call. Anyways, of course they have your contact information as well as you put up there. So again, thank you very much, Caio and Rafael and Laura, and again, of course, Franz from Global Affairs Canada. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you, and of course for everybody that attended on such short notice. So thank you again.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. Thank you, Caio. Thank you, Rafael.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, everybody, for having me. Please follow us on the social medias over there. We have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. So please follow Nexa over there. You can see more information over there as well. So thank you very much.
Perfect.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.